Vaporize? Nah, trash. Maybe freeze? Throw it out the window. Dendro is where it's at, baby. Nahida is going to be leaving soon, and it's going to be the last time she's here, likely till the latter half of Fontaine, following Hoyo's rerun pattern. And now, you're asking yourself, should I nab her now? What about Baizhu? What if he's better? No, he's not. Well, I guess it depends. As we are now, we don't know much about Baizhu, and Nahida is tried and tested. But from what Hoyoverse has given us, these two compete for the same position in your team with just slightly different utility that they provide. They're both going to be taking the role of off-field Dendro applier, whereas Nahida will take the cake for Dendro application and damage. Baizhu provides both healing and negligible shielding. It really sucks. My advice on the Nahida versus Baizhu debate will rely on you, the player. I'm going to be putting you in a category, and whichever one you fit in the most, you should pick up that character. Alright, do you already own these characters and want to do as much damage as possible using Dendro related reactions? Are you a Gigabald hardcore certified Genshin gamer that never takes damage and dodges every attack perfectly? Then Nahida will be for you. Do you lack defensive support units and prefer a comfier playstyle? Are you the type to sacrifice DPS for ease of use? Then Baizhu, although weaker, may be a good pickup for you since Genshin Impact doesn't really call for more DPS since the content isn't difficult, and Hoyoverse actively avoids power creep, which is a good thing. If that was a good enough explanation for you to make your choice, great, awesome. But now I am going to dive a little bit deeper in the Nahida versus Baizhu debacle. Hoyoverse so far has made Archons really powerful in their respective element, and the Little Shrimp isn't an exception. Nahida outright provides more damage and Dendro application in all situations except Quicken, where Baizhu performs the same as Nahida. Choosing her over Baizhu, of course, will require you to run a healer or shielder on your team, as she provides zero defensive utility. But if you're afraid that Baizhu won't work in some teams that Nahida will perform in, don't worry about it, because he does work in every situation that Nahida would play in, but just overall perform a little worse as his Dendro application is very single target, but just enough for him to work. But in the damage category, he doesn't really do damage. He's a healer that scales off HP, so you can't have everything, right? All of this is, of course, based off the 3.6 livestream. Quick disclaimer though, I could absolutely be very wrong about my speculations here, as Baizhu is still untested and I very well may have missed something. If you do have Nahida already and are still on the fence about picking up another Dendro unit like Baizhu, well, I'm glad to say that they both work wonderfully together. By running Baizhu and Nahida together, you're gonna have two buffers, one focused on healing and the other on increasing your damage output further, and adding on the resonance Dendro offers. These two will make playing any Dendro reaction a breeze and really fun to play just because of how much these two offer together. If you are on the fence on pulling Nahida or Baizhu, still just pick Nahida. She just elevates the Dendro reactions to a whole new level with her EM sharing and damage she provides herself, that it makes it very easy to try the new playstyles Dendro offers. If you do miss out on Baizhu, don't fret about it too much, because he's not really an account-changing unit like Kazuha, Nahida, or Raiden is. There are plenty of other support units that are great. Yao Yao, Diona, Layla. Yao Yao I think is really underrated because Nahida and Baizhu are going to be taking the spotlight, but without them, think about how strong Yao Yao is. He's a healer, has good Dendro application, albeit she has to be on field, but that's fine. She is a 4-star after all, but a great one at that. So in the end, yeah, don't worry. If you do miss him, he's going to come back around. He's not really going to change a bunch of your playstyles if you already have Nahida or if you have a Yao Yao. He's kind of just a side grade or an upgrade, depending on whichever one of them you have. So if you do plan on saving Primos for the Hydro Archon coming up in Fontaine, or any of the Fontaine units really, you should just do that.